very critical aspect of applying for PR for the express entry. Work experience is very critical. 99% of the applications are, if there is a refusal, happens because of the work experience and not properly documented work experience. So work experience has to be paid work experience. So let me just show you one document. So express entry, proof of work experience. So any job which is paid full time uh, is considered work experience. If your job is not paid, then it will not be considered. If it is voluntary or not paid, it will not be considered as work experience. Okay. So here, applications for permanent resident program subject to the express entry completeness check. So remember, in the express entry, when you submit your application, the case officer will first check if all the documents have been submitted. If not, it will be rejected. So first, before even going assessing your application, the officer will check if all the documents have been submitted, and if any of the documents are not submitted missing, the application will be rejected and sent back without even evaluating the documentation. So let's get to the mandatory list of the documentation here. So this document, what we are checking in, this document is actually uh, the operation instructions and guidelines given to the case officers. Okay. So if you look into this document here, right? Sorry. Hello. Yes.
Hi, is this Gautham Kolluri?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Anujit. I got your number from Sai Krishna Rao. He is my friend, and I think he knows. Yeah, so I wanted to consult with you about PR.
Sure, Betty. I'll send you an email ID and you can set up a consultation. Okay. info@cipimmigration.com. I'll text you now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And can you send me give me details about the appointment time and your charges as well?
Yeah. The team will send reply. You just send an email and the team will reply. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, getting back, uh, so the proof of work experience here is the most important thing, right? To prove each
Yeah.
work experience claim to validate the applicant meets the program requirements, a work experience reference letter is required. Okay. So what are the documents? How should be the work experience letter? So the first thing about express entry is your reference letter. So to prove here, the following documents are mandatory for each work experience required. A reference or experience letter from the employer should be an official document printed on the company letterhead, must include the applicant's name, the company's contact information, address, telephone number, email address, the name, title, and signature of the immediate supervisor or the personal officer at the company, should indicate all all the positions held while employed at the company and must include the following details, right? Duties, responsibilities, job status, dates worked for the company, number of hours per week, and annual salary benefits. This is very critical. If the applicant is self-employed, articles of incorporation. So let's skip this. Most people are employed out there. So this is very critical. So proof if the work experience, so this is what do you need apart from the reference letter? You also need proof of your payment. Okay.
Yeah.
So proof of payment, it is your bank statement where you received your salary, right? So it sometimes it happens that the employer does not have paid in cash, right? So in that case, for example, I'll show you, this is on the ONP portal as well. So proof of compensation, this is very important. So pay slips, checks or pay statements, Bank statement showing the salary deposits for the period of work experience, income tax statements. Usually, in all the countries, generally, if you are working, even if you do not meet the threshold, you still have to make your income tax submission, annual income tax submission. So, letter from the employer confirming. So, if by any chance you do not have these documents, based bank statement आपके पास नहीं है, so you should take an employer letter from an employer confirming your annual salary and age. The letter must explain why documentation to verify compensation for work experience is not available. So in your situation, Salman, basically the company is redundant,
Yeah. Mm,
right? You received your pay in cash. So what you could do is in this situation, what are the alternative options? So
yeah.
basically what we advise is in this situation, try to connect with your manager who was or your supervisor, even if it is if you are in touch with them and ask them to give a personal reference letter, right? Because there's no official letterhead now, but the company is no longer. So they can send you
Mm,
that. Okay.
okay.
Second, you can also look into your
Mm,
colleagues. If you had any other colleagues who are working in this company at the same time, you can request them to provide a reference letter from your colleagues.